almost started this off by saying good morning, but we are really only just still in the morning. So it is Good Friday, and I thought that because we had a nice long weekend ahead of us, that I would film a reading vlog. So obviously the UK, as with many other countries, is currently in lockdown, so although it's Easter, we are not going to be able to go out and do anything, but hopefully we can still have a nice weekend. And the weather is so beautiful. It's not sunny, but it's incredibly warm, so hopefully we'll also be able to get outside. I've got a few different outside jobs that I want to get done this weekend. Boring things like painting fence panels and restaining garden furniture and just stuff that we tend to put off, but hopefully this weekend I will get a chance to do it. But as well as all that, I'm hoping to sprinkle in a good portion of reading. So, current reading update, I picked up and started this morning The Corset by Laura Purcell. This is set during Victorian England, so it's historical fiction. I have never read anything by Laura Purcell before, and I am absolutely loving this. I am on page 80 already. It's so readable, a little bit dark, a little bit creepy, but I'm really enjoying it. The basic premise, as I said, it's set in Victorian England, and we're following two different women. One is a gentlewoman called Dorothea, who has a unique obsession with something called phrenology, which apparently, I mean, I haven't googled it yet, but seems to be the study of skulls and how the shape of a person's skull can determine their personality traits and characteristics, and she is obsessed with this, and in particular how it relates to criminology. So one of the things that she does is she goes into prisons and she visits the female inmates, and she talks with them, and she does it under the guise of being charitable and of trying to lead them to redemption, but secretly she is obsessed with feeling their skulls and seeing how that links to their behaviour. And then she runs across a female inmate called Ruth, who was working as a seamstress, and we're kind of going through the present day where Dorothea is talking to Ruth, and then we're going back in time to Ruth's story. So don't know too much about Ruth at the moment, although did just read quite a horrendous birth scene with Ruth and her mother. Not Ruth being born, but Ruth's sister being born and Ruth having to be there, and it honestly gave me the heebie-jeebies. It is quite a creepy book, but as I said, it's incredibly readable. I'm absolutely flying through it. It's beautifully written. It gives me, if you ever read the Amelia Peabody books by Elizabeth Peters, it's giving me all those kind of vibes. There's a little bit of humour sprinkled in with the darkness as well, and to temper it, and it's just so good. I'm absolutely loving it. If it continues in this vein, then I'm pretty sure that I'm going to look to pick up some of Laura Purcell's other books, because I have heard that The Silent Companions is also a very good book. So absolutely loving this, hoping to get some more of this read this weekend. Well, definitely we'll get some more read this weekend, hoping to get some more read today. Right now I'm going to go outside, I think, and start to paint, because just needs to be done. But if you would like to come along on this little weekend journey, then I will check in with you all later. I am back upstairs. So it's just coming up to 6:30. I'm waiting for the dinner to cook. It is currently in the oven. The kids are having washes because, as I mentioned earlier, it has been beautiful all day today, so they have mostly played outside, and as such we're covered in mud, so they're having a wash. And then I'm going to quickly have a shower because, as I hope you saw, I was painting some of our fence panels today. So James oiled the garden furniture and I painted some fence panels. We had forgotten that we had arranged to do a family quiz with James's wider family at 4, So I actually only had an hour and a half to paint. So I got two 6 foot fence panels and a half painted, and I'm going to go out hopefully first thing tomorrow and try and finish the rest, but I'm feeling pretty pleased with the progress that we made anyway. It's always just nice to be productive. I realised that I put a post up on Instagram sharing that I was painting, and so many people commented saying, you've literally just been ill, what are you doing? But I just find it so difficult to sit. If I'm not reading, I like to be up doing things. I find it very difficult to sit still, and it was a job that needed doing, so now it's partially done and hopefully it will be finished tomorrow, which would be great. So in terms of a reading update, I am now on page 125 of the Corset. I haven't done as much reading as I was hoping to. I'm going to read now whilst I wait for dinner, and then hopefully I'll get some reading done this evening. I'm still really enjoying it. As I mentioned earlier, it is a bit dark. It does give me creepy vibes, but it's also extremely well written, and every time that I jump into it I'm just flying through it. So I'm going to read a little bit more now and see how I get on. It's quite I'm not sure of the direction Laura Purcell is going to take the story, and there's almost a little bit of a magical realism element to the story that Ruth, who is our murderess, the story that she is telling, there's a little bit of magical realism to it, but I don't know if that's going to play out to be part of the story or if it's going to just be Ruth's way of justifying the decisions that she has made. I'm not sure yet. It's too early to tell, I think. But yeah, it's just interesting, and it's interesting seeing the contrast between our wealthy gentlewoman and then our murderess seamstress, who has just had all this just bad luck handed to her. I'm trying to say it without being spoilery. But the gentlewoman is not without her own tragedies as well, and it's just interesting seeing the contrasts between the two. But now I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to do a little bit of reading, and I think we might be going to watch Trolls World Tour this evening, because obviously it was meant to be out at the cinema and now it's not, and I believe Amazon have released it as a film that you can purchase and download, so we might watch that this evening. I was a huge fan of the original Trolls, so if it's possible I think that's what we will do. But for now I'm going to read, and I will check in with you all in a little while. Expect torrential rain.
Don't forget to spread inside.
Good morning. So it is Saturday morning today. We've decided to come out for a walk. As you might have seen from my video yesterday, it was a beautiful day, and then we had huge thunderstorms, which was a bit disappointing considering that I had just painted the fence, but it seems to have survived and it's definitely brightening up again today. So we've come out for a walk just before lunch. One of the really good things I think about being on lockdown is that we've had to find some really cool local walks because we can't drive anywhere. So hang on, we're just stopping for ladybird releasing. So yeah, we've had to find some really good local walks, and it's been really nice actually to explore. Okay, put it on the grass. It's been really nice. It's been really nice to explore more local walks that we would probably never have found had we not been forced to walk the dog near the house. So that's good. In terms of reading, I'm just past page 200 on the Corset. Still really enjoying it. Still not entirely sure of the direction that Laura Purcell is going to take the book. I'm still definitely getting solid magical realism vibes, but it might be all about to be turned on its head. I'm not sure. I'm kind of expecting that it's not going to be all as it seems, but we will see. This afternoon probably need to do some more painting, but I will also try and get some more reading done, so we shall see. family reading time. Megan, what are you reading? The Wizards of Once. And Eli, what are you reading? Percy Jackson. And I am still reading The Corset. It's just coming up to early evening and I wanted to do a quick reading update. After I finished painting, I did sit and read in the sun, which was lovely, and I'm now up to page 260 of The Corset, and as I have been saying all along, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I think it's always a good sign when I'm reading a book by a new author when I immediately go and look at the other things that they have released, and I have definitely done that for this book and Laura Purcell. It's just striking all the right chords between being humorous and not taking itself too seriously, but also it does just have that dark edge to it, which I'm just really enjoying. We've just had a fire, which was lovely, but now we all stink, so I'm going to jump in the shower and then probably just have a really chilled evening. I'm hopefully going to try and do some more reading. I would really like to get the book finished, if not this evening, then tomorrow. Don't have too much going on tomorrow, despite it being Easter Sunday, because obviously, as I've been saying, we are in isolation. We're going to have a nice meal, but I don't really think we're going to do much else, so should get it finished tomorrow, which would be great. But yeah, I will check in with you all in a little while. So typically I forgot to do a closing clip for the reading vlog, and we are now quite a few days later on. I only did a little bit of filming on Easter Sunday and I didn't do any on Easter Monday because I wanted to spend those 2 days with the kids and with James, just having some family time. I finished The Corset on Easter Monday and I thought that it was so good. It didn't have what I would class as a satisfactory ending, in that I was left with a few questions, and it didn't have a happy ending, unfortunately, which is something that I always appreciate, but the ending definitely fit with the overall feel and essence of the book, in that it had quite a dark, gothic, Victorian vibe to it, and yeah, it was definitely fitting. I just really enjoyed Laura Purcell's writing. I don't have the book here actually because I have lent it to a friend as part of our hour of exercise. I took her over a load of different books, and The Corset was one of them, just because I thought that she might enjoy it. But yeah, I would highly recommend it. It was so good. Her writing was very easy to get into. The whole thing just flowed really well. I loved the characters and the story arc, and yeah, it was just so good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Now I'm currently reading King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo, and again, Leigh Bardugo is an author who could literally be writing anything, and I would really enjoy it. So I'm looking forward to getting a little bit further on into that one. But that's it. I hope that you enjoyed this reading vlog. I appreciate that it was a little bit more family and a little bit less reading. I'll do another one I think in a couple of weeks, and I'll try to make that one a bit more reading rather than a bit more family. But if you made it to the end, then thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to give me the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment, let me know what you thought of the vlog, let me know what you're currently reading, if you've read the Corset, or if there's anything that you would recommend that was kind of that gothic Victorian sort of book. If you've got any recommendations for that, let me know, and I'll see you all soon.